Hey basketball players and coaches, today I am going to be talking to you about James Wiseman and give you an offensive breakdown of his skills. Let's get down and let's check out James Wiseman. Okay, so in this first clip, I really want to show off some of his abilities to jump. And this is going to help him on the offensive side immensely. We have James Wiseman right here. And what we see is something that is really reminding me back to the days of the young Dwight Howard, who would cut down the middle of the key and get a pass and absolutely demolish the rim. This is something that James Wiseman is able to do on the offensive side. If he can find open gaps to cut down from the perimeter and there's a player who is driving towards the rim like we have here, who can set up a lob or a pass, or if against a zone defense, if he was to hide out in the Russian spot, have somebody drive and somebody lob up that alley-oop pass, he is going to get a ton of points, especially against teams like Toronto as well as Miami. We also see in the screen and roll, which is a play that is very common right now in the NBA, that in the screen and roll, he is a very good player who can roll towards the basket, get lobs, and huge slam dunks. He is going to be a very good player in the NBA, and his hops are going to help him immensely. Now in this next clip, his ability to run a full court and to finish with finesse is absolutely amazing as well. And for teams that can get out on the fast break, it's going to look very good for him, especially teams like Golden State who may have a chance to pick him up. We see here that James Wiseman catches that ball at the three-point line. He's able to take one dribble and then go around that defending player who's trying to get in his way to try and steal the ball or take a charge. He's able to go around that player and finish with finesse. He doesn't always look to slam that ball down. He does look to finish with finger rolls and nice layups as well. He's not all about the dunk. And then as we can see here, he is able to stop on a dime. He's able to land. He knows, he looks where he's going to go first. He lands, and then this guy looks like he's going to try and take a charge, but instead, James Wiseman's able to go straight up and does not fall into the trap of going for the charge. This is something that a lot of big men do not have, the ability to stop on a dime, not get a charge called against them, and then finish still with a layup. His low post footwork is also very good. It's not as good as Onyeka Okongwu. However, James Wiseman is able to competently be able to run the low post and have a couple of good post moves. So from here, he is being front faced by the defender. His point guard is able to get that ball over the defender. He knows that this man has now come down to try and stop him from turning back this way because, of course, he's a right-handed player. He also has a secondary help defender here. He spins the opposite direction around that defender and slams it down. And as a player, you need to know where players are who you're playing against. So he looks this way. He could have easily kicked out for a three-point shot, but he noticed that this defender has now moved down, leaving him with an open lane if he was to turn left. And that's what he does. This is a very smart player. Another thing that does help, the jumping ability does help, is his ability to get the offensive rebound. So from here, he has a player who was driving towards the rim and missed a layup. He comes from the perimeter and is able to not get boxed out and throw down a nasty tip slam. Now, this is something that a lot of players are unable to do, to be able to be agile and have enough vertical to be able to run from the perimeter, get down, not get boxed out, and then get that tip slam. He's also able to get rebounds over multiple players and then get that ball kicked out for a fresh possession. Now, this doesn't seem to be all that fair because, of course, he is a massively strong player, but he can even get great rebounds over top of other players without fouling them, going over their back, and then still go up and get fouled, or at least fouled in my mind. Yep, they called the foul. His hand-eye coordination getting rebounds is also very good. As we can see here, he's able to stretch out for those big rebounds. So here, because of his ability to jump and his footwork so that he is able to not foul players who are going up for a shot. Now, of course, this is not a defensive video, this is an offensive video, but as we can see here, this is the type of defense going straight up to block that shot that can turn into offensive options coming back down the court. James Wiseman is also able to stretch that floor, even though that's only basically a free throw shot. He is able to hit shots in the eyes of his defenders. Now, really quickly, let's analyze this shot form really fast. He has his shoulders over his knees, over his toes. He also has that ball very high over his head, which is going to be very hard to block. He is a 7-footer. And then the only thing is, it kind of looks like his elbow does come out on this clip, but it's still a very good shot. That ball does seem to be a little bit more over his head than what I would like, but again, he is still a very good knockdown shooter. As we can see here, he can make that turnaround jumper from the low post and still be able to make it. The only downfall is he does tend to take these shots just a bit too much. I would really like to see him stretch out to the 3 as well, which is something I think he's going to be doing in the NBA as well, so I wouldn't be surprised that by this season, he's going to start shooting more 3-point shots, mainly because I really think that Golden State is going to be picking him up. I hope that this video has helped you become a better basketball player, but also how to understand James Wiseman. If it has, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.